Hello, and thank you for coming to today's event. I am Action Industry Marketing Specialist Jason Naxted, and today's event, Infor WMS and the Future of Warehouse Management. Before we get started, to give you all a little rundown on what you're seeing on your screen, down at the bottom you see some icons. From there, you can ask questions, you can view any of our resources we have attached to it, and request a demo, and that'll go right to us. So take advantage of those little buttons down there at the bottom. Today's presenters are Action Distribution Industry Expert Rob Dallas and Action Application Consultant Mr. Alexander Darnell. Today, we'll cover why speed and accuracy are critical to customer satisfaction, and businesses rely on their warehouses to keep the supply chain moving. Infor WMS combines warehouse fulfillment with embedded labor management, 3D visual analysis to give unprecedented visibility into inventory, orders, equipment, and people. At the end of today's presentation, we'll have time to answer any of your questions. And as always, this will be recorded. So if there's something you think we may have missed or something you may have missed, you can always watch it online on our YouTube channel or reach out to Action or Rob to schedule a demo for yourself. Now, enough with me. I'm going to throw it off to the guys. Guys, Rob, Alex, take it away.
Thanks, Jason. So just an intro, welcome everyone. Thanks for joining us for this webinar reviewing Infor's Tier 1 WMS solution called Infor WMS. So Infor defines a WMS system as an application that orchestrates the operations of the warehouse or distribution center or fulfillment center. So capabilities such as ASN and bill of lading receiving, strategic put away, of course, your inventory management, order allocation, and managing labor within your warehouse. One of the strengths of Infor WMS is the integration capability. You don't have to be on an Infor ERP. Obviously, we love you to be on one, and if you're not, we can discuss that at a later time. But the strength here is its capability to connect to any ERP. And you can see in the illustration the bidirectional interface. So again, the benefits there are you get to have a single source of the truth. You get real-time inventory. You get enhanced decision-making, right? You get that visibility both in the ERP and within the WMS system itself. What makes Infor WMS stand out from its competitors? It currently is trusted by over 1,200 customers in more than 50 countries. And you can see by some of the logos on the screen here, they're substantial in size. So it's very scalable. Whether you have 1 to 3 warehouses, whether you have 20 locations, whether you're doing 3PL processing or not, Infor WMS can handle and then also evolve and scale with you as your business grows. So as I mentioned, Infor WMS, it's a unified solution for distributors. So it's a single platform for basic and advanced warehousing with embedded cross-site inventory, a very unique 3D visual analytics view of your warehouse, which Alex will show you when he gets into the actual demo, and then labor management. So it can easily handle serial and lot, right, tracking, license plating, voice collect, voice picking, manage inventory for multiple owners, so true 3PL management. And you can see here in this illustration, right, some of the basic features, but I like to point out what's in the middle here, because most of the other solutions that we've come across, you have to buy additional modules to get all of this, and it's included with Infor WMS. So your full-blown warehouse management processing, labor management, as I mentioned, and then also 3PL billing and invoicing. So again, being able to process, manage, host other companies' inventory, and then handle the billing of that processing and that service. Okay. It allows you to deploy additional fulfillment models, so you can better handle your B2B business as well as your D2C processing from a single facility, can process intuitive wave management, flexible allocations, for example, dynamic and hard and others. The product rotation, whether it be FIFO, LIFO, FIFO, LIFO, again, if you're not familiar with those, first in, first out, or last in, last out, whether we're going by expiration dates, right, first expiration and last expiration, et cetera. Multiple units of measure can be handled. Uh, Many, really, I'll say unlimited inventory attributes, whether those be lot codes, country of origin, shelf life, size, style, color, etc. Then, of course, the standard lot features that you'd expect, expiration dates and handling as well. And it easily integrates to small parcel shipping systems. So, again, as its core, one of the major challenge, what WMS helps you accomplish is your inventory management, because one of the major challenges in distribution is inventory management itself. So distributors need to balance, keeping enough inventory in your warehouse to meet demand without tying up your dollars with overstocking. So balancing inventory throughout the network, bin level order accuracy. Again, every touch of inventory is going to be scanned. Rotation of inventory, right? So you're not getting that stale or stagnant inventory in the back of your warehouse. Providing omni-channel inventory level access, and then of course cycle counting, which hopefully would allow you to eliminate your end of year physical inventory count. And in the end, what Infor WMS allows you to achieve is operational excellence. So perfect order fulfillment, delivering on your customer promise by implementing a fast, best-in-class advanced WMS system available as a true cloud solution. So again, the omni-channel fulfillment, easily onboard your evolving workforce and get them running Infor WMS, scalability, as I mentioned, and then technology management. All right, that's enough with the introductory slides. So at this point, I'm going to throw it over to my colleague Alex, and he's going to walk you through probably a 15 to 20 minute demo of the actual software. So Alex, I'll throw it over to you.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you, Rob. Let me go ahead here and share my screen, and we'll get into this demo. All right. Here we go. So to kick things off, I want to jump right into the demonstration and show the flow of goods through the Infor WMS. And to demonstrate that, I'll give a brief overview of the visual inventory screen that Rob had mentioned a moment ago. And then we'll walk through a bit of inbound processing, some inventory control showing cycle counts, and then we'll wrap it up with outbound processing. So right here, what I've got up is the visual inventory screen. And what the visual inventory screen does is it gives you real-time information about the status and locations of your warehouse. So here we're able to look through our locations and see task frequencies, active tasks with historical tasks, those task types, and as well as where inventory might be located and what kind of things are happening with the inventory in those locations. So to kind of give you a brief demonstration of that, what I'm going to do here is we're going to have our task frequency highlighted here, and we're going to go to historical tasks. So I'm going to put in, let's see what the past 1,000 days of historical tasks look like here in the warehouse. And what this is going to do is it's going to show a heat map of picks for locations within the warehouse. Now, this is important because you're able to see where items are actively being picked from and how often those things are getting picked. So as you can see here, hey, we back up here at the top, in this very top level, we're picking actively from this location quite a lot. Now, why is that important? Well, if this is a high moving item and we've got it way up here in the back, maybe we should move that down to another part of the warehouse, make it more efficient, so we're bringing that product out quicker and we're not having our pickers always going up to that top shelf getting those items. Outside of that, we also have active tasks as well. So all this information is updated in real time. So you're able to filter and see where all of your current active picks are being done in the warehouse as well, in any places that are going out on orders that need to be picked and moved out. You're also able to go up here and change your view as well. That's like task frequency we're on. We're able to see task age. So a powerful point with task age here is, say, cycle counts. We can filter this through many different things. We're going to go ahead with cycle counts just for this demonstration. We're going to filter. Now, once we've done that, we're able to see all the locations in the warehouse that need cycle counts done to them that have gotten to a point where they're sitting there for a while. So as you can see, we've got all of these areas and locations back here that have been cycle counted in a long time. So that's really good information to know that, hey, we need to get somebody back there, check those locations, make sure our inventory is accurate and up to date. All right, and that's just kind of a brief overview of the visual warehouse here. And this is all customizable to your own warehouse. This would be set up for you as well once you had it implemented and installed. So you'd have a one-to-one view of what your actual warehouse would be in here. All right, so for our next portion here, I like to hop over to some inbound receiving, and we'll be receiving off of a load onto a rainbow pallet. So rainbow pallets allow the user to take multiple items off of a load and then place those onto the same pallet with the same LPN. All right, so if we hop over here to our ASN receipt, as you can see for this load, we have two different types of items coming in on the same load. We've got some electrical tape and some pre-wrap glue, and we have 10 eaches for each of those as an expected quantity. Hopping over to our mobile RF client that I have here, which is also the client you would have out on the floor if you were one of the pickers, we can go in here, we can go into receiving. You're going to select the printer you're going to be working nearest to, and then we're going to be doing a rainbow pallet receipt. Once here, we're going to go ahead and enter our ASN. We'll scan that in and hit enter. Our item, so that first item, which is going to be that electrical tape. Scan that in, hit enter. All right. And so for this item, we had 10 coming in, 10 eaches. We're going to scan it onto the LPN. For this purpose, we'll just name it test 910 for today. If you had a hold code for any reason, say you had an item that was coming in that it needed to be sent to quality control, or if maybe the item was damaged, you could go ahead and set a hold code there as well. And then we're just going to send it to our staging location, which should be right there by the docks. Enter it to. Enter again. All right, and that's the first item brought off. So we'll hop on over, enter their second item as well, which was that pre-wrap blue. Scan that in, enter. We also had 10 eaches for that one as well. Enter through, no hold code, send it to our staging location, and we're going to go ahead and set that on the same pallet as the other item. Hit enter, and we've successfully received that item in. So now that that has been scanned in, we can go ahead and complete the put away process. So we'll go ahead and we'll return to the main menu here of our RF gun. Hop on over to put away. Our rainbow pallet LPN. We're going to be moving it from the stage location, and the system will be directing us where to move those items into the warehouse. Enter in. All right. So for this rainbow pallet, you see we have our two items on here, and what it's going to do, the system is going to direct us based off of our put away strategies where that item best fits within the warehouse, and it's going to give us the optimal route to go and put those away. Let's go ahead. We'll move to this location. It wants us to put it in B301. Move through. We'll do that. All right, enter our item number right here. Enter on through. We're going to go to the B301 location. Now, you can imagine if you were a picker out on the warehouse, you would be moving this item, whether on a forklift or a pallet jack. You'd be moving to that location, and you'd just be entering the information as you go through and just dropping it off. Hit enter, and we've successfully put that item away. All right. So now that we've completed the receiving and the put away process, we can hop into back over to our Cloud Suite WMS system here, and we're able to go ahead and see a list of all completed transactions. So over on the side, we click our little cheeseburger symbol here, drop it out. We're going to go to our WMS. We're going to go down to our inventory and see our inventory transactions. Execution, inventory, transactions. Now, since all of the information is updated live within the system, everything you do is going to be tracked in real time. So putting in the date for today, just go ahead and select today so we can see everything we've done this afternoon here. Filter by that. And as you can see here, these items were received in, and then moved to their locations, along with the LPNs, the locations they were moved from, also as well as how much was moved, the quantity, and who did it. So all that information is tracked, and you have full traceability on anything that is touched within the warehouse as it's going through. Next up, I'd like to discuss inventory control with cycle counts. So within inventory balances, you're able to see information such as product, location, hold status, quantity, inventory balances, excuse me. Let's drop that down right here. So you're able to see your items, your descriptions, any lot numbers associated, where inventory is located at, and how much you have on hand. All that information is here in the system, updated in real time. So to perform a cycle count, what we're going to do is we're going to hop back over to our RF scanner. We're going to back all the way out, and we're going to go down to the task manager. Select a standard task. Now, imagine for a moment you are a worker out on the floor. Hey, you've brought in your products, you've done your put away. Hey, there's not really much going on at the moment. We don't have any loads coming in for another hour. What kind of open tasks are available? What you can do is you can go in here. Hey, let's do some cycle counting. As you saw earlier, we had a lot of areas in our visual warehouse that hadn't been cycle counted in a while, so we need to go ahead and get some of that done. Go ahead and select our task. The system will direct us to the next nearest site that needs to be cycle counted. So we're going to head in here. We're going to go to our location. We are in location A04F. We're going to enter that in. Enter the LPN number as well. You would enter that as well. And the quantity you see on hand. So for this location, imagine for a moment we're out there. These drinks, we see, hey, I've got 10 eaches on hand. Go ahead and update that. Enter. The system will let you know that there's been a count discrepancy. So like we stated earlier, those locations hadn't been counted in a while, so we're not really sure what was on hand there at the moment, but after going out there and viewing it, we see that there's 10 there. So once that's been updated in the system, we're able to go in as well and see those transactions done, as well as those reason codes that popped up there at the end. So we're going to hop over here to our cycle counting screen. We're going to go ahead and sort by date again, which is going to be today. Bring it up by the most recent ones. Okay. And with that full traceability, as you can see here, me, Alex Darnell, I'm the user. I went out and I looked at this location and I cycle counted it. Scroll on through. Has not posted yet. Status. There was a discrepancy there in the area. We're going to have somebody maybe a little higher than me if I'm a picker out on the floor go through and make that adjustment in the system. Now that we're done with cycle counting, I'd like to hop on over and talk a little bit about our cluster picking for our outbound process. So looking at our shipment order here, for this shipment order, we've got 2 different items. This is going to be the same items that we used earlier, the electrical tape as well as the pre-wrap blue, and we're going to be picking those onto an order going out. So the benefit of cluster picking is cluster picking allows the user to pick items for multiple orders as they move throughout the warehouse. The benefit of this being is that as the user moves through the facility, they aren't limited to just picking one order at a time and can fulfill multiple orders on a path. So imagine for a moment you have multiple orders going out on the same truck. You can go through and pick those items at the same time as you're going through the facility, and the system will generate the best path for you to do that as you move through. So hopping back over to our RF scanner, we're going to see what that looks like. Exit out of here. Back to our main menu, we're going to go to picking. Once at our picking menu, once again, you select the printer you're working nearest to. That way, wherever you're at in the facility, if you need to print some labels off or what have you, those will come out closest to you. That way you're not having to run, back over to the manager's office, so to speak, to pick them up. Once in here, we're going to do cluster picking. So cluster picking, we're going to be doing it by order ID. All right, enter through. And here we go. On this page, this is where you would enter your orders. So if you had multiple orders, you would put them into these locations. The system would direct you on the optimal path, and you would begin pushing on through to get those orders. So we'll go ahead and scan our order in here. Enter. And for this cluster pick, we've got one order with a total of 2 picks. Tell us our total weight. We'll hit enter. And then we would just get to picking. So we would move to this first location, this AO1B. We would grab our tape and our total quantity, which is going to be 10. Move it to our LPN. And there we go. We're just power on through. Move that out to our stage location. And then once there, you could send it onto the truck if you need to, or if you have the ability, to move it anywhere in the warehouse if you need to. So if you're going out onto the truck, ship that to the customer. If you need to send it over to quality control first to be evaluated, if you have any kind of procedures in place for that, you can do that as well. And it just gives you the flexibility and efficiency to just manage how you want to do things with your picking process. So for me on my end, that kind of wraps up what I had here for the demo today. Rob?
Thank you, Alex. Okay, proceed here. So why Infor? Infor is very distribution focused, and obviously a key component of that is making your warehouse as efficient as possible. So through innovation, through leveraging new technology, and keeping it a modern user experience, Infor has accomplished that with Infor WMS. A little bit about Action Associates, who Jason, Alex, and I work for. We are Infor's largest distribution partner in North America. We partner with leading technology providers like Infor to transform business operations for our customers. We deliver high-value consultative services addressing business process improvement, including industry best practices and innovative technology solutions. And for our ERP and WMS implementations, our proprietary lean implementation process ensures a successful go-live. Our company is over 220 employees, servicing over 6,500 customers. We are a national ERP software reseller and IT infrastructure provider focused on the architectural engineering and construction, real estate, distribution, and manufacturing industries. We have 2 company-owned data centers, top 20 VAR in North America, and in 2023 won the Top Workplace Award. So I want to thank everyone for joining us. Jason, at this point, I'll throw it back over to you to wrap it up.
Thank you, Rob. And I think for right now, you guys answered everybody's question they could possibly have. Reminder, if there's anything you think we may have missed or something maybe we didn't touch on, you can always reach out to Rob Dallas at rdallas@action.com, Alexander Darnell at adarnell@action.com, or myself, JKNACKSTEDT@action.com, and we'll get you set up to request a demo or answer any of the questions you have. On the screen, you'll see a little QR code there. From there, you can scan that with your QR code reader on your mobile device and get check out and logged into our landing page for our warehouse WMS, Infor WMS solution. View case studies, customer success stories, and get access to any and all upcoming events we may have scheduled. Once again, I'd like to thank everyone for coming out today. We appreciate it. We know you have a very busy schedule, and we thank you for taking the time out of your day to hang out with us on this Tuesday afternoon. So from myself, Jason, Rob, and Alex, we thank you. Have a nice day, and take care, everyone.
Take care. Bye-bye.